Welcome to the first part of this video lecture series for Chapter 9 for the Server Virtualization course. We're going to be talking this week about virtual desktop infrastructure. We've talked about it before, but now we're going to actually explore it. In this chapter, we're going to go back to a compare and contrast approach to things because we're going to spend some of our time once we establish what the virtual desktop infrastructure as in general terms is. We're going to talk about it in terms of how it works in the VMware ecosystem and how it works in the Hyper-V ecosystem. So some of these things you may be able to do on your own system, others not. You may have to get a little bit creative, particularly if we're dealing in terms of, say, nested virtualization. Your best bet as far as the labs go might actually just be, as usual, do it in MindTap. It'll be a little bit different than the latest and greatest experience, but it'll work. Now, so what we're going to do in this chapter is first describe the origins of the virtual desktop infrastructure and the benefits it has to the virtual data center. When in terms of origins, we're talking about what problem was the virtual desktop infrastructure trying to solve? What older patterns in IT and information systems does what we now call virtual desktop infrastructure reflect? We're going to talk about the challenges of the virtual desktop infrastructure and how newer virtual desktop infrastructure technology addresses those challenges. We're going to talk about the components of the VDI and their function. Then, once we have that general framework of what the virtual desktop infrastructure is, we're going to talk in specific terms. VDI products from VMware and Microsoft. We're going to install those products. We're going to deploy those products. On the VMware side of the house, we're talking about VMware Horizons. On the Microsoft side of the house, we're talking about remote desktop services, what used to be called terminal services. And we're going to talk about what systems are compatible with each, what you'll need to know, etc. What kind of servers you can deploy this on, and so on and so forth. As usual, you will need an Active Directory because some of this involves Active Directory users, groups, OUs, etc. You need an Active Directory, but you're not going to do this on a domain controller. You're going to need a member server, and I've actually already done a demo video about how to do that. I added a member server to the 2019 DC I already have. I actually was having a little bit of a problem getting NFS and iSCSI working on my domain controller, and I realized, wait a minute, maybe there's an image corruption issue that I can't solve because the system is air-gapped. So rather than fight and fight and fight and try to make it work, just spin up a new server. That's where we're going with this. Like I said, there are going to be about 12 videos, so one video of intro, one video of summary, 10 videos of content. Some of them are going to be longer than others, but I will try not to make any of these too very long. So thanks, and let's get started.